Sporting touch of hands. Round number one. There's that fast start. And that is the fastest knockout in bare knuckle fighting championship.
Hey mama, no born in the Bronx, raised in Dade. Been in the city since Pit had braids. Bahapanti parties, but I know how to sneak me out. Now it's 7-figure meetings, every day we need a house. It's game time, the game's mine, you know the vibe. Yo viajaba el mundo entero, reppin' 305.
Started this show.
Yeah.
Welcome to Don't Blink. You know I got a kid in the building.
You already know what it is.
Today we got our first returning guest ever, man.
Yes.
It's the legend BJ Flores, man. Jake Paul's trainer. Great to have you here, brother.
Thanks, fellas.
Yes,
Thanks for having me in, and appreciate it.
Yeah, and we got Zach also too with ipickwins, correct?
Yeah.
ipickwins, and we hear Zach got some knowledge too, so we're here to speak to him also. Thank you for coming, Zach. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Huge victory for Jake and just for the sport in general. You know, Tyron is no slouch whatsoever.
Not at all, no.
Tyron is part of my first round management family,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
so I know him well. And Jake showed up, man. I mean, you know, he had his tough moments, but that's what made the fight great, that finally people saw Jake get tested, very well tested, and survive and come through with the win.
Yeah, it was one of those situations. First of all, thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, I was about to say that right now because wow, BJ is back, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
He came first, and then
man.
Jake had the last fight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got the W.
Yeah. Quick too.
Went to the next fight.
Yeah.
Got the W.
Yeah.
And BJ's right back. This is the play. This is the new ESPN, bro. This is the hit right here. Don't blink, baby.
I thought
Thank you, brother.
We had a good show last time,
Yes,
so let's
Yo,
run it back
BJ.
one more time.
Yeah. Watch out with his hand. His hands hurt.
We might get to that. Let's see let's see where it goes.
Yeah, so it was just it was a great opportunity for Jake to go out there and go in there against a very credible name and a credible guy, Tyron Woodley, a UFC Hall of Famer, no question about it, 5-time world champion, one of those guys who definitely tested Jake, put him to the test, and Jake passed the test and did what he had to do in front of his hometown, and had a great night. So performance wise, I think he would look back on it. I think he gave himself a C-. He's pretty hard on himself.
Yeah,
I gave him more like a B-. We didn't do everything we worked on in camp at all, but it's tough to translate that in the gym. What happens in the ring, it's very, very tough. So he did a lot of good stuff. So I'm really happy.
And the energy in the room, I mean, the arena was crazy. Yeah. I watched it. I even when they would go to the corners and you was in there, like, you got to do this, you got to be mad. I was like, oh shit, go ahead, BJ.
Well, he's got to listen if he wants to win.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
And he did, and he got that W.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
He sure
absolutely. Did. And you know what, man? I give him a lot of credit for being real, like he wasn't giving himself a C-.
Yeah.
I agree with you. He did maybe a little better C-, but he also said his legs weren't under him.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot for a person to say that from a fight. Being from a fighter's standpoint, it's hard to say things like that. So, credit to him, and he got the W against somebody very credible. Yeah. What were the odds on this, Zach?
The decision was big money.
Yeah.
Jake by decision was like 10-1, like plus 1,000. Yeah.
Oh shit.
You would have made good money.
Yeah, but tell us about that. Look, tell us about that. Tell the people a little bit, you know what I'm saying, of your background, what you got going on, you know what I'm saying, what you represent, and then we'll get into the results of the fight right now.
Yeah. So about 2 years ago, I started my company, ipickwins, like a little school project. It was just a website, just to kind of pass the time, put it on my resume, and I started up the Instagram. Uly knows, I saw him at Logan Paul's camp and stuff, and I was doing videos, and kind of blew up a little bit on Instagram, and then I started to get real gigs with Impact Network and BKFC and now Triller, so things are looking really good, and I've been doing the sports handicapping stuff, so everyone knows me as kind of like the betting kid for like 2 years now.
That's awesome. That's
Dope.
awesome, man.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome. And so are you working every BKFC fight also?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm doing the odds, they give me the card. They say, Zach, pick out 2 fights. You like the odds, explain why, and then for the main event, tell me your pick. So
nice. And so, and I was the underdog for the Thiago fight. Did you make those for those scores?
No, for your fight, I just said, you know what, and I was totally truthful. I said, this is gonna be fight of the night.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a great fight. That's all I could really say. When you have 2 guys that hit really hard like that, 2 experienced guys, I really didn't know what to pick in that fight.
Yeah, that was a hell of a fight too, man. Thank you for that. I appreciate that, man. Yes, sir.
That's a great answer too. That's an honest answer.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
So once they started promoting, right? Once you jumped on the Jake Paul fight, like how did that process go in what you do?
Yeah, so Jake fights are always interesting because I'm there in the camp, right? So I have like unique insight, and I get to see what he's working on with BJ and Jacob and Jay Leon, and it's really fun to like give my pick and talk about Jake's skills. People are like, no. I'm like, how would you know? I'm actually there, you know? Right. So, for this camp was really unique because Jake improves at a fast pace. You know, even from the Ben Askren to the Tyron Woodley fight, instead of throwing 1-2 punches, throwing 3, 4, 5. And if you have a trained eye and you've been in the sport, you can see Jake's improvements, and it's exciting to see where he's going to go and who he's going to fight next for sure.
I absolutely agree with you, man. I was there 2 years ago. Like you said, me and Jake did a little sparring back then. He was a lighter weight back then, so we did a little something. He was all right, but then we sparred. Recently, a couple of months back, BJ called me up, and he definitely improved 1,000%, man. Yep. He's got pop, and I said that too. I had an interview. I was in Vegas, did an interview, and I told him, man, John, Paul is gonna be a hard one to get. It's gonna be hard for Woodley to get around him if he doesn't do the right thing, and he got the W.
100%.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! So how much was the vibes?
Jake was like a 2-1 favorite on money line, and I thought he was going to get the knockout. Honestly, Woodley really impressed me with his toughness, and he was coming forward. He was real strong, and he took some big right hands from Jake. So all credit to Woodley, man. That guy's a Hall of Famer, a legend, and to do that at 39 years old is pretty impressive in your pro boxing debut.
So hypothetically, if somebody bet $62,000, they would have made about 30, 32, 5, 35.
Could be anybody.
It could be anybody.
Damn, that's a come on right now, boy.
Hey, well, God bless whoever it was.
Yeah, if anybody did that.
Good luck to him.
Yeah.
So how was the first couple of days over there? How was the weigh-in? I know you guys got into a big beef at the weigh-in.
It was kind of a misunderstanding. You got two teams, both camps. They're in the crowd. Both guys weighing in. Both teams are hyped up. We're both trying to get to the fight and win. A lot of good energy. And I think it was just a little back and forth banter in the crowd, and it got misunderstood because Mama Woodley is very vocal and she's speaking her mind. It's her son though, so it's it's just there's one thing whenever you there's a sacredness with mothers, and you kind of leave the mothers out, whatever it was, and it wasn't anything particular that was said about Mama Woodley at all. It wasn't. It was just a little back and forth banter, and then everybody just jumped in and made it seem like a lot worse. There was no insults or anything like that to her. There was nothing like that, but I don't know. I think everyone was a little edgy, a little misunderstanding, and then. I apologized on behalf of the team to her. When I saw her the next day in the elevator, she gave me a big hug. So, I don't know. If they're still mad, she didn't make it seem like it the next day. So.
No, absolutely, man. Mama Woodley's awesome. She prayed for me before my fight. She's a great lady.
And social media gets stuff, man. Everybody's did it. They flip it, they reverse it, and all that stuff. Man.
And Jake's statement was simple. He was like, look, I would never say anything about your mom. Like, I would never... go out of my way to disrespect anybody like that, and it's unfortunate. It was on women's. It was women's International Women's Day. Yeah, wow. So he made Amanda Serrano the co-main event. Meanwhile, Jake's doing the boxing bullies. He's putting boxing gloves on kids all over Puerto Rico, doing fundraiser events and training events, and he wants to do it in Cleveland. He wants to do it in Chicago. He's putting people on the undercards. He's donating money out of his own purse so people make more money on the card. It's just constantly doing stuff like that. So it's not really in his character to do that. So I'll go on the record and say that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. And that's awesome for what he's doing with the kids and everything. Yeah. That's great. That's great. The community work he's been putting in.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome.
He's serious about it. And then 2 days after the fight, guess where he pops up? He's at a gym in Cleveland, going and visiting all the kids, giving them stuff like that. So it's kind of taking on now kind of a turn into right field where that's kind of who he's becoming instead of trying just to do it to hype up the fights. So he's kind of just becoming that person. That's and awesome. It's a nice transition.
Hell awesome. Yeah. Damn, well, that'll be dope to have him one day fighting versus Hunger.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. It'd be great. Jake kind of said he retired. Nobody really knows. It's in the air. It's cool. Yeah. He's young. Is there anything you see in the near future, or I know obviously you're going to take a break right now. You just had a big fight, but what do you got? What are you guys looking at?
I think there was a kid on the undercard, Tommy Fury, that was on the undercard. They've been talking about him for quite some time. He's 7-0, very credible, good-looking kid, very charismatic. The younger brother, the half brother of heavyweight champion Tyson Fury. Comes from that gypsy background, very tough. One of those guys who doesn't have all the amateur credentials like Tyson had and didn't kind of grow up the same way as Tyson did, but still he's a Fury, so he's going to be a tough guy. So Showtime's interested in that fight, I believe. I'm not going to say that's for sure the next fight that's happening, but I've signed off on that. I've said yes, we can take that fight for sure. A couple other names were mentioned, but I've signed off on those names as well. But we'll kind of see where it goes. But I would like the Fury fight to happen because I tend to hear a lot of people say, "Oh, once Jake beats a real fighter, once he fight," I'm like, look, guys, you guys have no idea. we're ready for these kind of guys, and Fury I think will be the type of name that'll put him on the map a little more as far as the boxing fans go.
Well, I'm glad you said that, man, because I feel like Tommy Fury has to go through me before getting to Jake, man. Put me on one of those undercards against Tommy.
Hey, I don't know if he's ready for you, bro. I don't know if he's ready for you.
A good fight for sure.
That'd be a great fight.
Yeah,
I'd love to see that. That'd
what's up, Trilly? What's up?
You guys put it down the pipeline. See what happens before he gets to Jake. He has to go through Uly Monster, man.
Man, that would actually be a really good fight. That would be great.
Yeah, I love it.
Let's go.
You got me thinking about that now. I think we want him next, but I don't know. Like if anything happens, then maybe we throw that. That's a great fight. That's fantastic.
That's awesome. Hey, man, and listen, I'll be the guy with the best record that Tommy Fury's ever fought in his
100%,
life.
the most real guys ever fought, of course.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
That's awesome.
Hey, so well, you know, one great thing about Jake winning the fight too, he didn't have to get tattooed.
And here's the thing I have with that. You know what I mean? Here's the thing. Like if you're Tyron Woodley, if you're Jake, and you make that deal and you go into it, you shake hands. How is there any discrepancy on whether you're going to do it or not? And then Tyron's like, yo, if you don't want to, after I beat you and after I hurt you and after I hospitalize you and all this other stuff, if you don't want to get the tattoo, fine, just give me a bag, whatever else. Like he was serious about it. Yeah. So how is it when Jake wins the fight, how it just goes completely silent and mute now? And now he's like, oh, now I'll get the tattoo only if I get a rematch. Bro, you got your chance, all right? That's it. You had your shot. You did good. You fought good. That was it. 6 rounds to 2. I'm sorry. How you slice it or chop it? It was 6-2. Worst case 5-3. All the experts scored at 6-2, and he had a shot, and that's it. And there's no rematches, bro. He didn't do enough on the fight to make a rematch. Did he fight good? Yes, he did. Did he earn him a rematch? No. I don't think people want to see it either.
So he didn't even get the tattoo.
He hasn't got the tattoo yet. As a man, it's a little frustrating. You know what I mean?
That wasn't the deal.
Shouts out to Tattoo Baby, though. She's sexy. Hey, Tattoo Baby.
She was. I saw her. She's fine. Yeah, I saw her walking around the fight. I was like, I'm going to get a tattoo.
Hey. Okay, Tattoo Baby. You better get over here, girl. Don't blink.
So let me ask you something. How honestly, how would you score it if they would have called that knockdown when he got held up by the
You'd
ropes?
have to give that around a 10-8 if they called it a knockdown.
Right. Yeah. So what would that have made it?
It wouldn't have changed it. It wouldn't have changed it. No. So it's it is what it is. So and honestly, like the one judge that had it scored for Woodley, like I don't even know how to explain that. I mean, not only did Jake outland him in 6 of the 8 rounds, 5 of those 6 rounds that he won, they weren't really super close. If you're a boxing guy, they weren't that close. I mean, Woodley was coming, he was trying. I mean, one round he shot like 6 punches, another round he shot like 9 punches. He had landed like 2. Like you can't give a guy rounds like that where they're doing that. The 4th round, of course, Jake was controlling that round easily. The first minute and 50 seconds of the round 4, Jake was way up, but he got caught with the right hand. He went back. He got caught with a couple other good shots, but it wasn't like Woodley was having a bunch of moments in this fight. He was very aggressive. He was coming forward, but he was like walking into a lot of stuff. Going back and looking at it on the tape, a lot of things, Jake probably wished he would have done different. We worked on so many things that we weren't really able to show, but he did a hell of a job. I mean, it's tough to go 8 rounds. It's very tough, and to put him in that moment like that and to see him get through, got a little tired, got a second win, and as a fighter, that's nice to feel that. Absolutely. To know that when you're a little exhausted, tired, you wake up in the corner, you go back out there, and you're bouncing again, you got that second win. That's reassuring as a fighter to have to feel that in real life, and I'm glad he got to experience that.
That's awesome.
For sure. What's next for you, man? What's next for what are we putting our odds on next? I saw Oscar De La Hoya just caught COVID, so he's off.
Holyfield.
Who's Holyfield fighting?
Belfort.
No wonder I saw Holyfield all over Instagram today, but I didn't read it.
That's crazy.
That's a massive switch. Think you're fighting Oscar, which that's already a tough fight. And no, you're not. You're fighting Holyfield.
Yeah, but
it's a little different.
I think you know what? That's why I suck at betting. That's why I don't bet. You know what I mean? But everybody else go to ipickwins. I think Vitor will beat I love Oscar De La Hoya. I've been a fan of his my whole life. I love the Golden Boy, man. But right now, I think Vitor will beat the hell out of him. Yeah, man.
I would pick Oscar. Yeah,
I had Oscar going to that one. Yeah.
Again, I haven't seen. I've seen Oscar throw any punches in the last I don't know how long. But but Holyfield, that's one of my favorite boxers all time.
Damn, that's
don't get it. The real deal, baby.
Holyfield's
still a real deal. Yeah, we saw him in Florida a few months ago. He looks like he's 40 years old.
Right,
he's in great shape. Right, and he's still punching.
Right, yeah. Well, I used to see him all the time at the heavyweight factory, and I used to watch him working out and moving around and. The guy looks 40. He moves like he's 20.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He's been training for like 5 or 6 months, like every day consistently.
Right.
He's in good shape right now.
That's a tough fight for Vitor. Very, very tough.
That's a no-win fight for Vitor. Vitor can't win that fight.
Absolutely. I agree, and I love Vitor.
Damn, so what's that? 4 out of 4 that he ain't gonna get it?
Nah, you know what? I'm a Vitor fan. I love Vitor, but when it comes to boxing, the real deal, baby. That's just like his DNA.
Holyfield.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it sets up, the trilogy with Tyson. That would be really cool.
Oh, that'll be sick.
Damn.
That'll be sick. That was the guy. Him and Holyfield were my all-time favorites, man.
Right there.
Wow. That would be a crazy fight. That's a bit. Maybe get
to see Tyson in the ring.
Uly and Tommy on the co-main.
That'd be great, man. Hey, you heard it here first.
Hey,
thank you for that, Zach.
Yeah, habló el hombre.
Hey, BJ, what's next for you, man? Since you're besides coaching Jake.
I mean, that's it. That's all I'm doing, really. We live in Puerto Rico now,
nice.
So we moved out there. We got a place out there. Just nice for Jake to get some separation and be away from distractions and no more Cali life and no more Florida. So he's in a good place, and staying out there, it's really good for him to to get away from everything and focus on his boxing training. So I feel like the next 18 to 24 months are very important for Jake's boxing career, and if he wants to take it to the level where he tells me he wants to go, we have to continue to work and continue to grind. We don't have any time to waste. So
right. How long do you usually take off after fights, especially like one like this one? An 8-round fight, tough.
10 days, 2 weeks.
Yeah,
he's already trying to get back. He's already crazy.
Yeah, he's 24 years old, man. He bounces back like a rubber band.
I'm just like, don't call me for a couple weeks. Just chill. It'll be like 6-7 days. He won't call, and it'll be like, hey, so I ran today. Hey, I did this tomorrow. I want to do this. I'm like, bro, chill. We got a big camp. We're coming up again. I need you to take the full rest and make sure we're completely ready to go when we started camping it. And it might even be a little longer than 2 weeks. It might. I mean, he could run. He could shadow box. I don't want him doing any punching stuff, like any contact. Just chill, rest your hands up, get everything ready. So when we go into the next camp, we're good. I mean, he's been training for 22 months, like nonstop.
Yeah.
Nonstop. So he needs a little break.
Yeah.
No, meanwhile, following BJ on Instagram, right? BJ being in the penthouse up there, all the way up there. BJ, look, I'm saying it right now. Everybody follows you on Instagram, bro. Everybody knows the vibe, bro. He be out there chilling.
Hey,
you gotta rest, bro. You gotta rest.
Something else too, man. Puerto Rico, something else too, ain't it?
It's cool. Yeah, I like it out there. It's
huge in boxing.
We live in like maybe 30 minutes west of San Juan, so we're close. We're not far away. We can shoot in. It's easy. So live in a nice neighborhood. I'm about a mile away from Jake's place, and we're close enough. We got a nice private warehouse gym down there. Nice. It's all set up.
Dope,
we got good equipment down there. We've got good facilities, and we're the last camp. Actually, we suffered a little bit. We didn't have everything getting there in time because the shipment and the taxes for
imports,
shipping everything over there. It takes a while, and it was difficult. But we got it all in place now, and we'll be situated for the next fight 100%. I'm excited. I mean, I think Jake is going to come away from this fight with like a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, like, I should have looked better, and he's really hard on himself, which I like that,
Absolutely.
And he's going to want to get right back in there and make another point, and I think Tommy Fury is going to be at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Absolutely. If he doesn't crash into me first. Yeah. One great thing about Jake and Logan and these guys, coming into boxing is that they're at least they're used to that limelight. They're not, when it's time that those lights hit them, they don't shake.
No, not at all. You're right about that. And it's just it's an exciting time to have a kid who's 24 years old go in, sell out 18,000 seats. They're talking over 500,000 buys on the pay-per-view Showtime. It's a fantastic, successful event. Big shout out to Steven Espinosa and the guys at Showtime, to Nikisa, Jake's manager, who's putting Jake in the best situations to earn top dollar and perform on the biggest platform. So a lot of very good minds got together to put Jake in the situation where he's at. So I'm just a very small piece of that puzzle, and it's just it's an honor to be a part of it. So it's good.
Yeah, but you're a small piece, but a big piece. You're the one showing him how to throw the punch.
Yeah. And you coming over here for the second time, let me tell you.
And then we got Zach over there putting money in people's pockets.
I feel a part of it. I feel a part of it. For real.
It's been easy though for all the four Jake's fights. I mean, you look at Gibb, easy. That was like minus 135. So you bet 1,300 to win 1,000. You look at Nate Robinson's minus 165. Bet 1,600 to win 1,000. You look at Ben Askren, it was like minus 110, 115. It was almost an even fight, easy money. And then you look at this fight. This fight wasn't as easy, but still it was like minus 200. So you got to bet. It was anywhere from 150 to minus 200. So you get in any one of those odds. I mean, you're making the Jake Paul business is good right now. If you're betting on so far, so good.
Absolutely, man, and God bless, brother.
Hell yeah.
He's made a lot of people money for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully, I'm next, man. Hey, man, it's been great having you on, brother. Thank you so much for coming through. I
100%.
truly appreciate you calling me, man.
Yeah.
And I love the way you guys break down everything, from the money to the fights, brother. And nothing but success to you guys, man.
Appreciate that, Zach. What fights are coming up? What big fights we got coming up?
We got Joshua Usyk coming up. That's a big one.
Shit.
I like Usyk, man.
I do too.
I like Usyk.
That's why I got Joshua. So we're gonna have to see. And BJ's the best heavyweight sports handicapper that I've known. So he's very good with the heavyweights. He's very sharp. He told me Joe Joyce over Daniel Dubois, and Joyce was like plus 300, 3-1 underdog. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay.
And I told you Povetkin over Dillian White.
Yeah,
the
that
first
one
time,
too. So
that was plus 350. A couple other ones. So I like the heavyweights.
Listen, shoot me a little text whenever you got one of those ideas.
Got you, bro. Got you. But Usyk and Joshua, that's going to be a hell of a fight.
It is. I agree. Joshua, of course, is no slouch, but I don't know. I just like Usyk better. I like his style.
I love Usyk. I just think it's going to give Joshua a lot of troubles. Not standing in front of him, not being there, and he's going to make him miss a lot. I think it's going to be very tough for Joshua. Very tough. I think it's going to be a style matchup. So
when is that one?
That is coming up this month.
Oh, really?
September 25th. Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll definitely.
And those are two top pound for pound guys. Like truly, that's a great matchup.
Right, listen, I'll definitely be watching that. Whenever you need somebody, when Jake starts training again, let me get in there and train with you guys a day or two, man. If possible.
100%. Yeah. All right, cool. 100%.
Teach me what I need to get Tommy out the way for Jake.
Sounds good. Sounds good, fellas.
Hell yeah.
Brother, thank you so much, man. I truly appreciate you.
It,
yes,
guys.
sir. Yes,
Yep.
sir. Zach, thank you, man. It was great to meet
BJ.
you. And hey, another episode of Don't Blink. Y'all don't miss out, man. We talking about everything that's coming up.
Oh yeah.
I think me and Two Nights got something great going on. We got some great guests coming up. It's gonna be dope. We got some dope people that already signed up to do it with us, which is great. A lot of people show us love, and it's because we love them back for sure.